Hi everybody, my name is Sally and I'm a mixed media artist in Australia who, yes, did go to the Renaissance tour in Vancouver, and while I was away I got the August SCRAWLR box, so I'm super late with this. You probably all know what's inside, but we're going to open it up, review the supplies and make some art, so let's go. All right, let's open this up and see what we got. Okay. Ooh. Faber-Castell Gold Sketch Jewel Markers. Architecture. Well, anything Faber-Castell is usually pretty great. This is a little swatch card. Is it alcohol marker? Sketch marker. Right, so this is a very muted colour palette. This is not very neon goth, but that's okay. We also have an Edding draw liner 0.1. Ooh, this is teeny tiny. English creamy toffee is our candy. Little sticker. Our surface is an A5 pad of marker paper, 10 sheets, 75 GSM. Oh, very lightweight. I'm used to working on something a lot thicker than this. But it might be that kind of marker paper that's coated on the back so it doesn't bleed through, perhaps. That's right, we'll test that out soon. We've got our print. Featured artist is Willie Watt, an architect and director at the award-winning Nicole Russell's studio. This is their website and Instagram info. And our SCRAWLR zine. So this is box number 96. This is the August box. This arrived when I was away. I usually get the boxes late being in Australia anyway, but this is extra late because I was actually overseas when this came to my house. So I'll probably get the September box soon. So we've got a rundown on our markers. SCRAWLR exclusive. You lot are the first to have a play with this marker set, complete with a soft brush one end, fine liner tip the other. Cool. Here's an interview and some examples of work from our featured artist. SCRAWLR tips. Swatching, marking, blending, perspective lines. I'm terrible at this kind of thing. Yeah, my brain just doesn't work that way, but we'll try to add a new skill to the collection this month. Behind the artwork, more tips about that. SCRAWLR Gallery from box 94. I loved this box with the graphite and the gold marker. So many beautiful artworks. This is gorgeous, this one here. So many beautiful artworks. And then the top three. And then we have SCRAWLR Extra, the Graffiti Castle.
So I started off swatching the supplies,
Scotland.
and while I'm swatching, I start to think
links
about
to the live streams
and
that
what
scrawler box
I would
do.
like to
Our prompt this
kind of
month
draw
is point
And
of
as expected,
view.
these alcohol markers by Faber-Castell are beautiful.
Okay.
The colours we have
let's
in the
see
set
what
are
we can
warm
make.
grey, green clay, light pigeon blue, warm grey 3, warm grey 5, and dark sepia. And it is a beautiful colour palette. It's just not what I would generally be picking up. It's very, very muted, but I could see how these would be useful with my regular colours, so I'll definitely get a lot of use out of these. And there's a brush tip on one side and then like a fine liner on the other side of the brush markers, the alcohol markers, and then the fine liner is beautiful. It's like such a skinny little nib, loved it. And on this marker paper, it does shadow through the back a little bit, the darker shades, but it didn't bleed through to the page underneath. So when I was looking at the colour palette and thinking about how the featured artist was doing a lot of architecture and that sort of thing, I started scrolling back through my photos of Vancouver because I knew that I'd taken some pictures of buildings there that might kind of fit this palette and this theme, and especially with the prompt being point of view. So this was referenced from a photo I took from my hotel room, which I booked for my birthday weekend. I had actually, the whole reason I had flown to Vancouver was because Beyonce was doing a show, the Renaissance tour, on my birthday. And because I hadn't traveled for 4 years and I love her so much, like I've loved her since Destiny's Child, it was just a no-brainer to go over for my birthday. And when I got to the hotel, when I went to check in, they upgraded me to this sick room on the top floor, and it was right next to the venue, and it was just overlooking everything. On the day I could hear them sound checking. It was so incredible. I had such an amazing weekend. So this is BC Place. This is a stadium where Beyonce performed that night. This is the view of it from my hotel room. And while I really am not stoked with this piece, like this is just so far removed from what I usually do. I just don't find this kind of illustration really interesting to do. Like I like looking at it, but it's just not for me. Like I just don't find it interesting to make. But it's more just like capturing a memory, really. And the palette just fit with this subject. So this, is the view of BC Place, where I had the best night, the best birthday. Thank you, Beyonce, for performing for me and a stadium full of my now friends. It was so sick, and she just announced that there's a movie coming to cinemas in the start of December, so I'm really stoked to see that. So I don't think, like I did kind of rush this just because I wasn't really super interested in making it. Like it's kind of frustrating. Like I don't really understand how buildings work, how to make illustrations like this. And I don't think, like there's not enough contrast right through the center. Everything's kind of the same. But yeah, this is what I made. I made the view from my top floor hotel room. This was my point of view of the stadium where I went and saw the Renaissance tour. So this is it. Vancouver vlog is coming soon, and then my travel sketchbook. I'm working my way up to it. Thank you so much for hearing about this little memory of my trip, and I'll see you next time.